All right, give me a minute, guys. I got to make sure that we are live. Got to make sure that we are live. Got to make sure that we are live. We supposed to be live. Let me see if we are live. All right, guys. So I see the live. Okay, guys. So what's up? What's up? How you guys doing this morning? This your man Orville J. Parker, aka Coach. Guys, welcome, welcome, welcome to today's episode of the live show. I try to go live every morning, man. I do it between 5 and 6. And here as we get going with this direction that we're going in with our content, I'm gonna be looking to go live a lot more. I just got to get things figured out. I'm in the middle of doing a lot, man. A lot, a lot, a lot. One of the things that I'm really focusing on right now is I have a major resource that I'm putting together for those who want to get access to the resources that's going to help them start preparing for disruptions such as no food, no water, no electricity, short term and long term. So we're talking about just power outages versus to EMPs. I got a lot of documentation that's going to help you get by if there are some very dire things. We're talking about nuclear war. We're talking about earthquakes, just world wars where just things break out and it's a true SHTF scenario. And I've been really thinking about this and trying to figure out the best approach to getting this done as fast as I can, because one of the things I was telling myself was that there's a lot of information that needs to be gathered. There's a lot of information that needs to be internalized and learned. But in reality, if you couldn't get it all learned right now, what would be the next best thing? And to me, it would be having it all curated for you. Okay, I'm gonna have you guys hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna mute the mic and everything. My apologies, guys. One of the things I deal with in the morning a lot of times is sinuses, man. I be getting up trying to shoot these videos, and my sinuses be all over the place. All right. So what I was saying was, if you can't know everything now, because let's say we a lot of most of us we waited too late, right? Some people been out there training and preparing for years. They've been out there hunting, learning how to hunt, learning how to clean what they hunt, knowing how to curate it and store it. A lot of people been training for years, but then you have others of us, man. We barely train, man. We barely know how to survive if our local Walmart don't have what we need to eat that day. And the crazy thing is that the more I started looking into this, and the more I started jumping into videos, training, listening to podcasts and stuff, and reading, the more I started seeing that preparation is a very prudent thing. Preparation is a very important thing. It literally can mean life and death if situations presented themselves. And so as I got to doing this, I was like, okay, let me get to work. One of the things I pride myself on is that I'm a good researcher, and by owning a small publishing company where I've been teaching myself this year how to get in, how to use my AI to take a quick snapshot and look at what is what. All right. Then how to gather data, how to be able to audit the data to figure out what's important, what's not important, to how to take the information and how to turn that into communicatable frameworks that people can engage with, learn from, and then have action steps to get things done that in the overall picture of things is going to allow them to be able to be effective at gaining whatever that content is doing. And so I'm running that same plan here. So this is what we got coming for you guys. So I'm putting together these resources. So I'm in hyper mode, man, gathering these resources, organizing them, right? Trying to see what's mission critical to know and then what's curatable. And so we've come up with a basic program at SHTF Ops, which is our brand that we're launching, that you're going to be able to plug in for little or nothing, $10. You're going to be able to jump on to the community. You're going to be able to access some training, take that day and start putting some things in place so that way your family's not caught when SHTF happens with nothing, right? But then once you get that done, then we got the resources and information for you to start building out more long term, more stable frameworks for you and your family to survive. The resources, the gear you need to buy, we got all that for you. But then we're also gathering just, man, I have a ton of manuals that I'm getting. Everything from recent all the way back to like the early 1900s, where, like, say, for instance, if the world was to really, really collapse, you would have all the data you need to survive and to rebuild a society. And so we're putting all that together, and all that's going to be on thumb drives, guys. But this is the other thing. It's going to be on thumb drives. We're going to make it available on hard drives, but thumb drives really, because I've come up with some really good solutions to if things go down and never come back up. Even like if electricity never come back, I've figured out a way for us to take cell phones and turn them into these walking data banks, right? That can survive EPMs. You'll be able to run your cell phones with no electricity if you put together the systems that I'm going to be showing you guys in SHTF. And so we're taking solar, and I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and pre-prep and take these electronic devices, these iPads, these cell phones that you have, and how to turn these things on thumb drives into devices that hold all the knowledge and information. And if you need that, you'll be able to read that right on your device, which is really cool. And I'm gonna kind of show you guys one of the things I have. Give me a minute. Okay, give me 1 minute. I'm gonna pause this again. All right, so I'm gonna pull something up and see if I can show it to you guys. Let's see if I can show it to you guys. All right, so let me show you. It's just little things like this, man, that once you see it, um, it's crazy. All right, so one of the things that we've put together here is we put together a system, right? And these are build outs that you need to do. And don't cost a lot of money, but where we have what we call level one, phase one solutions. So we take electronic devices like old smartphones, we clear them off, and we just keep certain things on there, right? And the apps that um, that I'm making sure that we focus on are mission critical apps that's going to help us survive, that's going to educate us, show us how to do things. And these are apps that can operate detethered from the internet and electricity. So once you get them on your phone, they operate, okay? As long as you can turn that phone on, right? And and here is one of the apps here. So let me show it to you guys. All right. So these are let me see if I can get the color right. All right, so these are survival apps. All right. And these survival apps that I've been able to get a hold to hold a lot of knowledge, right? So like the old army manuals that teach you how to do anything and everything, they have all been organized on here, right? So like if you look here, you have that, you see that menu down the side? All right, you have this huge menu. And so, like, here are some of the categories. Just, and I got three of these on there. So, one is introduction, one is overview, one is survival medicine, one is water, one is food, one is fire. These are categories. Shelter and clothing, movement and navigation, survival equipment, ropes and knots, glossary, and then psychology of survival, survival planning and survival kits, basic survival medicine, shelters, water procurement, firecraft. All right, then it gets into all these things: edible and medicinal plants, poisonous plants, dangerous insects and arachnids, poisonous snakes and lizards, dangerous fish, and all these guides was written by the government, right, for our military. Okay, and when I say got everything from communications, driving vehicles, health and fitness, miscellaneous mountaineering, navigation, ropes and lines. All right, so I'm gonna kind of show you what some of this looks like. All right, so let me see. So let's say water. We're gonna click on water. So when I click on water, and guys, these apps are massive. I'm just giving you a part of. So it's broke down to water hydration considerations, water sources and indicators, procuring water, rain, snow, and ice, dew, water from plants, below ground solar steel, beach wells and salt water, sea page wells, preparing water, drinking water, filtration, purification. Now, the thing that I have to ask you guys, if we were in a SHTF scenario, could you survive? And that's something that you really, really got to think about. Do you know what you need to know? All right, first of all, are you mentally capable of dealing with a society and a world that's been went to you know what? All right, things are falling. Things have collapsed. There's no structure, no resources no more, no guardrails, lawlessness out there in the streets. People are starving. People are looking for food. There's no sanitation now because all that's down. You know, 5 7 days, you got trash everywhere, rats, things like that. No heat in the middle of winter, no electricity. Are you guys following what I'm saying? And God forbids that you're dealing with something like war on top of it, where people are hunting you and you're trying to protect yourself, and there's bombs going off, or just anything and everything. All right, are you mentally prepared? All right, what is your skill level look? Do you have the skills to be able to try to protect and provide your family if there is this huge major disruption? And this is something, guys, that a lot of people don't like to think about. You know, a lot of people just, when you really think about it, you just rather not think about it. All right. And this is how I approach things. All right. This is how I approach things. Is that I'm trying to go as fast as I can through all the shock. All right. And all. Just jumping in and listening and reading and just really trying to become realistic about my deficit, what I don't know. All right. And then I'm also thinking about, okay, if this was to happen, am I prepared and ready to do what's needed to be done to survive? And guys, on a day by day basis. And so right now, I'm just going through all the mental assessment and getting myself prepared as I'm digging in and putting together the resources that I'm putting together for me and my family, but then that we're going to make available to you guys. All right. And so that's something that you have to ask yourself. Now, one of the things that I'm understanding, all right, that's a force multiplier is information and knowledge. So, first of all, if you got it in your brain, then you're good to go. Because as long as your brain is operational, as long as you can think and pull information, then you have what you need here to be able to do what you need to do. All right, but then the second level is another brain. All right, is a brain that's not yours, and that's what we're looking at here. When you take and you understand that you don't know everything, and you need to quickly, as fast as you can, at least put together the resources that hold the information. So as you're moving forward down the road, you have something to be able to go to learn. All right. That could be other individuals, and that could also be a second brain here. And that's what we're creating here. All right. So with this with this resource that I have here that I'm talking to you guys about. All right. Give me 1 minute. With this resource here, I have at my fingertips what I need, all right, to be able to survive. Okay. So we're gonna click on water. So you guys see that? See the guy in the military doing the whole water thing? And this whole thing here now breaks down this whole water thing that we're talking about. All right, which is really really cool. Okay, so here's hydration considerations. Okay, so it's information on that that's teaching you hydration. All right, so let me show you guys this over here. Hold on 1 second. All right, hold on. Let me even show you guys. I mean, when I just say that, I was gonna try to, let's see, procure water. All right, it's just a lot, man. It's a lot here. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. Um, so like here's like movement and navigation, and it shows you how to move and what you need to do to move. Just all this kind of stuff. And then it's just a lot of stuff, man. And then also I have I have one over here. Let me see. Okay, like I have one that even shows you wild plants. All right, what you can eat and what you can't eat, and it even breaks down and have diagrams and things like that for you. Just anything and everything. This right here is crazy. Um, what you get here, and then I have one also that I have for first aid, man. So it has all the army documents and all the military documents that teach you and show you how to do what it is that you need to do. All right. So these are crazy. Now, guys, this is just on these apps, right? But I have all these manuals plus all these other manuals that we're putting it on thumb drives that we're going to make available to you guys. And right now, the price point for the thumb drives, we got hundreds and hundreds of manuals on there that teach you anything and everything. These apps, I'm gonna give you the resource for you guys to be able to go buy these apps and get these apps. And then we're going to also be giving you access to the community for $100, guys. And then the community costs $10 a month for you to maintain. And inside the community, that's where we're going to be putting all the updates. So once you get the initial hit, which is your thumb drive, which you're going to want to get your thumb drive, all right, and then you're going to want to get access to the community, and um, and that's going to set you up, right? And you're going to get access to these apps. So you're going to be good to go. So if God forbid you wake up, SHTF hits the fan immediately, at least you got the knowledge and the information. All right. And so if you do what we show you how to do inside the group, and you set up these portable power banks and communication tools that we're going to show you, then regardless of what happens, I don't care if EMPs, anything happen, you're going to have power, and you're going to have a way of being able to power your devices, and you're going to have a way of getting access to that information. And then as you're out there bugging out trying to survive, you could be studying, and then you have stuff right there. And guys, I'm going to show you what we're doing also too. So we put together a strategy and a system that allows for us to be able to go in there and record a lot of the videos out there. So what I'm doing is me and my AI. We're scanning the YouTube and stuff, and we're finding some of the best survival videos to teach you things, and then we're capturing these videos. All right, and then we're putting these into certain types of files that are compressed. But then you're going to be able to put these on your on your thumb drives. So as long as your thumb drives, like the thumb drives we're working with, are like 500 gigs. All right. And so what I'm going to be teaching you guys at SHTF is where to go get these for really inexpensive, very durable ones, and then how we're loading these things up. So not only will you have all the documentation and things like that, but we're going to show you how to go out here and to do like we're doing, how to go out here and start harvesting these videos. And so that way you could take the videos and you could put them on thumb drives. All right. So now you don't just have the manuals and the maps and things like that, but you have actual videos that are showing you and teaching you how to do certain things. All right. Very, very, very cool. Hold on one second, guys. All right, I told you guys, man, I'm fighting them sinuses this morning, but we good, we good, we good. So anyway, guys, so can you survive? Do you have the mental capability of being able to deal with things if things went south? All right, and do you have the skill set to be able to protect and provide for your family in this kind of situation? Okay, and that's something that you have to ask yourself, and you have to be realistic, and you have to come to grips with that. ASP, and you need to start preparing. Okay, but we're taking care of a lot of the heavy lifting for you guys. We're doing the research. You guys are going to be able to benefit and profit. Again, that thumb drive. All right, so the thumb drive, access to the three apps, and then access to the community is going to be right at $100 starting off. Now, I'm very sure that after that, I'm going to be raising the price because of all that we've done and all that we figured out. And we're going to be making it available to you guys. But at first, I want to just get this out to as many people as I can. Now, you're going to have the choice also, too. If you don't want to join the community, I understand that. You could just purchase the thumb drive and have the thumb drive. And you can keep that. And it's another thing, too, guys. It's another thing that we're doing. Okay. And I'm just, I've been thinking about a lot of things. So we're gonna have a regular checkout system, but then I'm gonna have just a basic, um, I call it a privacy level checkout system, where if you don't want everybody knowing your business, you don't want just say you don't want any paper trail, any documentation or whatever. What you're gonna be able to do is you're gonna be able to shoot me a message and say, "Hey, Orville, um, I want to grab one of those thumb drives," and then I'll tell you, okay, well, just go to Cash App or Venmo. Go ahead and Venmo me the amount. You Venmo the amount, and then I have you send me your physical address, and then I'll just mail this out to you. So that way you'll have the thumb drive, you have any of the things that you're ordering. We're also going to have a service where I've got the setup here where we can create like bounded books and things like that. And so one of the things I'm gonna be working with once I get all this initial stuff gathered and set up is if you want us to send you printed manuals, you can come to us and say, okay, I want the printed manuals, and we'll send them to you, and we'll bind them in those spiral plastic bounds. But now, one of the cool things about getting the thumb drive from us is that once you get the thumb drive, you can print out the manuals. You can print out all the documentation. So if you want to have a physical library of that, that's a good thing to do. Now, I know one of the things you can do is you can go to the store and get those big 3-ring binders, and you can just print out as much documentation as you want at home, punch some holes in it, and then create you these manuals. And so you'll have these, we'll just call them field guides. You'll have these field guides for you and your family to be able to start studying from. Now, this is the other level that I want to talk about today. All right, so let's say, for instance, worst case scenario, you find yourself waking up, you listening to this video, you said, "Oh, you know what, Orville, man? I don't have nothing prepared. I don't have any skill sets. I don't have any things prepped." Um, you you're okay, all right? You're not okay, but you're okay. All right, that makes sense. It's bad that we don't have anything set up. All right, but it's not the end of the world yet. All right, you still have time. Now, the way I want you guys to look at preparing, in the space I like to call this prepping, is that you want to kind of run the game that the Amish ran. You want to create a lifestyle of being prudent and mindful about provisions for the future, right? And so, one of the things that we're going to be doing here at SHTF Ops is we're going to be trying to create balance. We don't want to be fear mongering, but we do want you to understand that it's something out here that you need to fear, right? But we want this to become more of a lifestyle to where you live your life in balance and readiness, right? We don't want to be the ones that's here and all we think about is doom and gloom. We don't want to do that, right? We don't want you getting off into fear. But we do want you to understand that there is an urgency. If you don't have things prepared, if you don't have skill sets, to you it's an urgency, right? So you gotta course correct, and you got to get going to get yourself up to speed at least a certain amount, so that way you can balance back down, right? You can balance down. You can say, okay, well, okay, I got this together. I know this now. Now I can kind of put this more on cruise control and make this a lifestyle. But what we're looking to do here at SHTF is to make this a lifestyle to where, we live in a state of readiness. We live in a state of situational awareness where we're out moving around with our families. We're paying attention to things, and we're just, we're ready. We're not running around looking for the sky to fall. But at the same time, if it falls, we understand what we need to do because this is what we've prepared for. Okay. And I believe individuals that, first of all, mentally come to grips with what you need to think like, and what you need to do in order to live your life in a constant state of preparation. But then what you think and what you're going to need to do if stuff hits the fan, right? But I look at it more as a lifestyle because this is things, like a lot of us, we did camping in the past. We went out camping. We done it. Like I said, others have been hunting for years, and so you have certain skill sets, knowing how to shoot, knowing how to use a bow, knowing how to tie a knot, how to purify water. We have a huge population of ex-military in our country, so a lot of people have basic skills, right? And so what you do is what I like what I like to think of it like is you need to go through the thoughts that I'm telling you about. You need to really think about this right now, guys, because in the world that we live in, things are very, very uncertain, right? So you need to go through this thought process and understand that you need to be ready. If something was to pop off tomorrow, if something was to go, south tomorrow, that you ready, right? And then you need to put the basics together, bug out bags, stuff in place in case there's earthquakes, solar power, generator, basic level of firearms to be able to protect your family if that's your thing. If you don't use firearms, you better get you some slingshots, whatever you need, right? But you need to get the basic level up. And then from there, everything now becomes a lifestyle. So you're constantly, and so, like, say for instance, like if you know in the grocery stores, they only have about 3 days worth of food. All right. And they call this the just-in-time logistics system. This was changed years ago. So if you know that, and you know that when a snowstorm comes or when something is threatened, people like to do a run on supplies, right? So why not be like the Amish? All right, why not be like the people in the country? They keep these huge pantries, right, where they keep canned foods, foods that they didn't prepare, big buckets of raw materials like oats and things like that. And this is just a way of life to them. They have this pantry and they have this pantry system. So now this is something that they just do anyway. But in a survival scenario, this is exactly what you need. You need to have enough food put up and on site to last you a certain amount of time if things were to hit the fan, right? Now, this is something that a lot of people do. All right. A lot of us don't do it. So by you doing this, it's like anything else, like owning a firearm, having these skills. You would rather you would rather have them if you need them than not to have them if you need them. If that makes sense. So, like me myself, we enjoy camping, right? We enjoy getting out in the outdoors, doing hiking and stuff like that. So that's a natural part of our living, right? So now we just have to be a little bit more intentional on the gear we have and what we know how to do. And it's something that if nothing ever happens, catastrophe wise, we still are good because we love using this equipment and we love doing this activity anyway. Same thing if you're a gun guy, if you love guns. Most guys who love guns go to shooting ranges. They love to collect guns, ammo, clean their guns, modify their guns, shoot their guns. All right. And you would do that whether things were stable or not stable. But now when you think of survival mode, it gives you another level of thinking. But now you have another level of motivation. Hold on 1 minute, guys. Hold on 1 minute. All right, so let's unmute myself. I'm still muted. All right. So it's all about saying, okay, yeah, if I don't have things prepared, let me go gather real fast. Let me get phase one done so I can have something. All right. Then once I do that, let me gain all the resources, knowledge, and information. Let me get all that archived in different formats so that way I have it and I will be able to keep it now and if stuff hits the fan. Right. So now I can go to this resource and learn. All right. And that's what we're taking care of for you. All right. And then from that point is moving to the point to where you say, okay, now let me make this a lifestyle. Let me figure out how to make this work in my life without me feeling weird. All right. Or looking weird. All right. But let me make this a lifestyle. And again, today, guys, in today's world, it's easy to do because a lot of people are into this kind of stuff. A lot of people are into camping. A lot of people are into guns. A lot of people are into hiking. A lot of people are into prepping as far as pantries and things like that. And it's just going through the mental assessment of how you got to think about things. That's why I wanted to name this video. Could you survive? In a situation where there was a major disruption. And once you go through that, then now you're set. Now you're set. Now it's all about making it a part of your life. So getting yourself trained, getting your spouse trained, getting your kids trained. If nothing major ever hit, they're going to run into some disruptions. If you look this year, there was a couple things happen. One is down in Texas. All right, we had these massive floodings, man, where they just wiped out areas, with these flash floods. You could have never told those people 2 weeks before that, a month before that, that they were going to be faced with that level of destruction in their lives. I mean, you remember watching the videos, man, people were in their homes standing upstairs on the second level, but the whole first level was underwater. I mean, really think about that scenario. First of all, your house is underwater. How the heck do you get out of there? And then it's water that you got animals and all kind of things into it, snakes and stuff, and you have to be rescued. But then now your home is gone. Now you've been disrupted. All right, what do you do from there? When you think about it, we had a situation in California where we had the big wildfires where we burnt up a lot of that out there in California. Here in the Midwest, we had tornadoes come through. I mean, tornadoes came through this area that usually don't hit in this area, but tore this area up. Disruptions. Now imagine that. None of these people woke up 2 weeks before that and said that they were going to face what they were facing. They just found themselves in a situation. And so there's always a possibility that you are going to be faced with a situation based off of just natural things that happen. But now, let alone if you talk about man made things, and we live in a world where terror is big, there's rumors of wars, people are at it with each other. It's just all kind of different things that make it a very interesting and a very potentially dangerous time if we want to be honest about it. But again, you don't want to live your life in fear, right? So to me, the opposite of fear is information, knowledge, understanding. And now you live in a state of being. All right. So you're moving around in your life, you're doing things, you're learning things, you're gathering things because it's a part of your lifestyle. And if something big happens, you have some level of preparation. If something big never happens, you have some level of preparation of just dealing with like natural disasters, natural things, snowstorms, power outages, and things like that. And one other thing I want to talk to you guys about, and I want you guys to really, really understand this. You have to have some value to bring to a community and society. So one of the things that you need to be doing right now is gaining value, so you'll have some worth inside of a collapsed society. All right. So if you have skill sets, you know how to work with guns, you're a nurse, you're a doctor, you're an engineer, you know how to make things, you understand how to forge, how to track, how to fortify, secure things. You want to be getting some skills under your belt so you can be able to come together with others in the manner of a community and be able to offer some things. All right. It could just be security, self defense. But you need to be skill stacking right now. You need to be gaining the information and the skills so you could have value in a new world, right? Because to be honest with you, man, people are only going to deal with people that they feel can can enhance them. I mean, it's gonna be crazy out there. Really think about it, man. You might not be able to trust everybody, just all kind of things, man. So you got to have something of value. So start gaining them skills right now. Start gaining some skills so you'll have something to barter with and you'll have something to bring to the table on hopefully getting interest into a community if stuff hits the fan. All right, Orville J. Parker, aka Coach Guys, make sure you keep an eye on my Facebook page. I'm gonna be sitting down working today. I'm gonna work tomorrow. We're almost done with the basic first level of the community. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and open the community up for those who want to get access to the information we have there. You can start talking things like that. I'm going to put some of the manuals there while we're working on finishing up with the thumb drives, but we should have the thumb drives finished here in about another week or so. And so I got some more things I got to get ordered in, some more because guys, what I'm doing is I'm researching, I'm gathering, I'm buying. All right, everything that we put on these thumb drives. So I have some more information that I want to add that I came across. So I'm waiting to purchase that and get that stuff shipped out to me so I can get it organized and then put on the thumb drives. But guys, I got a lot of information for you guys. And guys, you know something else I got that's really cool. And uh, it's going to be something I'm gonna have to give to you guys later. But we've researched and found, um, yeah, a way for you to be able to have your own personal, what we call local AI that can run without electricity. But you got to have certain things in place, like with the solar, with the devices that you're going to use. But you're going to literally be able to have this AI that you're going to be able to have on a device, and you can talk to them kind of like what you do with ChatGPT right now. And it's going to be already trained on a certain level of information. So you can go to it and ask it for advice, and it can help you do what you need to do in a SHTF scenario. All right, so very, very cool. All right, so make sure you keep an eye on what we're doing. That community is going to be launching soon, super cheap, $10. When the thumb drive is made available, we're going to be offering that for $100 and it'll be shipped to you. Let me tell you, it's gonna be 100, or it's gonna be probably about 150, 100 to 150. All right, because one thing that I keep not calculating is my cost of these thumb drives, and these are a certain kind of drive. So it's going to be right around $150, but it's going to be well worth it because we're going to have it's going to be almost 100 gigs worth of information on there. All right, so you're going to have anything and everything that you need to be able to survive, but then also to rebuild a society if things were to fall. And then when you get that, you're going to get access to the community, but you have to pay the $10 a month. You get access to the community. You can pay $10 a month, and anytime we come up with new updates or new resources, we're going to make those available to our community members, and we'll give you links to those to download and things like that. All right, super cool. Orville J. Parker, aka Coach. I'm the founder and owner of SHTF Ops, and I got a couple other businesses I run out there. You guys know that too, and we're hot and heavy in this, man, trying to get things prepared. So that way, my family, your family, we have a chance to survive anything and everything. All right, catch you guys on next video. God bless.